Hello, beautiful people. What it do, Sky Squad? Hello, loves. I've missed you guys so much. I have a lot of explaining to do, and I have a major lock update to share with you guys. You guys have been waiting so patiently, and I want to say thank you so much. You guys have hit me up on Instagram in the comments and said, hey, I need an update from you. And so I appreciate that because that actually helps me stay accountable. And I just want to say I do appreciate you guys. Without further ado, let's just get into it. I'm going to do like a little mini update, and then we'll talk about the lock routine that I've brought with me into 2020. Once you kind of find your own lock routine, it's kind of hard to get out of it or try something different. But in 2019, I did start trying out some different products, and I'll share that with you as well. But basically, you're probably like, what took you so long? Like, you missed your whole update in July, which I do have footage because I did have every intention of uploading a video. I just don't understand what kept me from it. So I will be including some footage from what my hair looked like at exactly 3 years, because my 3 years ends in July. So I'll be including some of the footage that I do have, so you get to see how it looks then, and this is how it looks now. You know, yes, and what's coming up for me this year and what you can look out for. So let's just start with this lock routine, starting with the washing part. So I still wash my locks every 3 weeks. That just seems to be the magic number for me. If I try to go further than that, I don't really appreciate it. I really don't like it. It drives me nuts. Sometimes, you know, it's not exactly 3 weeks to the T. So I'm very more intuitive with my hair, meaning if I feel like my hair is getting a little extra dirty because I'm working out extra or any reason, or I'm trying a new product and I need to get it out quicker than normal, I just go ahead and wash it. There's no point in stretching it out when I know, based on what my hair, my scalp is showing me, that I probably need to wash it. So the first thing I do, and I kind of just started this past year, and sometimes I forget, but usually I remember, is I would brush my locks. And this is the first brush that I got from the beauty supply store. It has both the bore side, which is softer, and a stiffer side. Quite frankly, save that extra $1 and just get a stiff one. This is actually really too stiff. The reason why I say this, I don't really use this side, and that's because some of the fibers, just like that, comes out of the bore side. I don't have time for that. I'm trying to get things out of my locks, not add things in there. So I usually just use this back side. It is stiff, but it's a little bit softer than this one, but this is still an option. And you just kind of brush away to get any flyaways, any lint. I mean, it doesn't really matter how many times you wrap up your hair. 9 times out of 10, there will be something in it. Like, it just happens. Especially if you have pets, linens, anything, little fuzzies can just attract to your luscious locks. So I definitely started to add this into my routine, especially right before I wash it. That's the only time I brush my hair, just because when I wash it, I don't want the lint to get wet and then mesh with my locks. That's the fear that I have. And so these brushes help that. And again, beauty supply store. I still have the stick on this one. This one was $1. Super stiff. This was probably no more than $2, if that. So check your local beauty supply store, get this. And like I said, I only do it right before I wash my hair. You can do it more frequently. I would just not be too rough. I don't want to damage the integrity of my locks. I just want to get any kind of flyaways that kind of attach themselves. I want to get that off before I wash my hair, or before you wet your hair. If you're going swimming or anything, I would just brush your locks just to get all that off so it doesn't get wet and matte to your locks. Okay, for shampoo. Okay, so you guys would probably be so proud of me. I'm pretty sure Everyday with Ray would be proud of me because I feel like we've had a talk. I remember in my past videos, I'm like, I need a shampoo. Like, shampoo and conditioner is like the one part of my routine that I don't know, I just hadn't been happy with. I am getting closer. And so, what product? I'm going to start with the Dr. Bronner's. I don't know why I hadn't tried it before. It all started because I ordered something from Ulta, got a little sample pack, tried it, and I liked the consistency of it. I like how strong it is, and really, I really like it because of the peppermint in there. That's one thing I miss going to a loctician, which I haven't been in years, but I miss that, you know, first off, someone else washing my hair for me, and the type of shampoo she would use will have the same tingling agent. I feel like it kind of stimulates your scalp and wakes it up, and so that's what I like about this. And I use it for so many other things. You can just read the label. There's so many other ways to use this. So even if I'm not washing my locks with it, I am using it in some form or fashion. I just really like this. I feel like it is clarifying without being stripping. So if you have dry hair, and that's something that you're worried about, this is probably a good option. I did and used to swear by African black soap. If you follow me or watch any of my past videos, I swore by African black soap. The problem is I tried a different brand of African black soap, and I was just not feeling it. The African black soap I would buy was from a private seller on eBay, and that was honestly the best. It's kind of annoying because you could put it like in a little soap saver. It's not a big deal. You can get those probably in the travel section or at any Walmart. But I switched to a different brand, and I did not appreciate the smell. It was not pleasant. I just rather it be unscented. And so then I kind of decided to try something else, and then I tried Dr. Bronner's because I had a sample, like I said. And so that kind of propelled all of that. So I haven't bought that same African black soap as I swore by, but I do really like it. But you know, sometimes you have to change things up. Again, I'm doing these intuitively, and that's probably the best way to handle your lock journey. So I like this really because the peppermint in it. I kind of want to get a smaller size, try the eucalyptus, just like a special treatment for my hair. Again, it cleans, but it's not stripping. Now this next shampoo is one that I kind of gravitate towards a little bit more. And I've used it for a long time. I believe Tarad actually, I've known him for years, and he has locks. And he swears by this too. And it's the Neutrogena Anti-Residue Shampoo. You can get this at CVS, Walgreens. I want to say it's like $5 or something like that. A little goes a long way, so don't be sad about the product sizing. There's 6 ounces in here. This is the most clarifying thing ever. The most clarifying. I mean, I haven't done any apple cider vinegar rinses or soaks, and I want to say it's because of the shampoo. Quite frankly, it's much easier for me to wash my hair with this than to get all the products together, dip my hair, rinse it out, I much rather use this. This is super clarifying. I don't want to say stripping, but I want to say that you definitely want to have an intense moisture routine right after this. You will feel a difference. It is like squeaky clean. So all the oils that your body, you know, releases through your scalp, the oils that you put on your hair, gels, jellies, pollution, sweat, this baby will take it out, okay? So that's why I swear by it. So this is probably something that I will always keep in my arsenal. I won't mind trying other things, but because I've only washed my locks every 3 weeks, I really need something that will really, really, really clarify and get crap out of there. So every time I use this shampoo, I do use a conditioner, which I'm going to talk about next. Wow. So yeah, this is basically the routine I've had most of 2019 and that I've entered into 2020 with. And so I don't think I'm even halfway done with this. This comes from the brand OGX. And I've talked about this brand before. I just love their conditioners. I do not like the one in the blue, the Moroccan oil. Back years ago, that had like major hype, and no, that's the worst one in my opinion. The other one I mentioned was the Owapi Ginger. Now that's my all-time favorite conditioner. I could never find it on this website, so I thought maybe like they discontinued it. I went to Ulta and I got the Kukuli oil, Hydrate and Defrizz. To be honest, I really don't know if it helps with that. I mean, after a while, you know, your locks will be locks and you're gonna have frizz and you're gonna have new growth. So I don't really know if it does its claim per se, but I love the conditioning aspect of it. I love how it conditions my curls. Think about it, you have loose natural and locked natural locks. And so I really, really like this brand. So the Kukuli oil and the Owapi Ginger are my two favorite conditioners. I definitely always have to use conditioner after using this. It's like non-negotiable. That's how clarifying this stuff is. I would suggest giving this a shot, especially if you're worried about buildup or if you use a lot of jellies or styling products. Give this a shot. But you're gonna feel like after 2 goes with that, you're gonna know that you want some conditioner. Whew, are we doing okay? Okay, so that's my wash routine. Like I said, I do it every 3 weeks. Now it's time for the retwisting method. This year I did try a couple of different things and I'm gonna go ahead and kind of review them for you in this video. So this is a major update. I feel like you guys deserve that. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. If you're made it this far and you're not subscribed, please join the SKYYSQUAD family. I have major changes coming up, so we're gonna have to talk about that close to the end of the video. But make sure you go ahead and subscribe right now and comment down below, you know, kind of what you want to see from me and why you like my videos. Let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you guys. After I wash my hair, shampoo, conditioner, I usually use a microfiber towel. Now, to be honest, I don't know where mine's at, and you'll see it around the house and then you'll just leave it wherever it's at and then you don't use it, you know, that kind of thing. To be honest, I don't even use that anymore. I'll just use a big t-shirt to dry my locks off. Sometimes I'll just use a regular towel. I know that's probably a big no-no in the lock community, but generally speaking, I would use a big towel to go ahead and dry my locks as much as I can. I try my hardest not to wring out my locks. To say that I don't would be false information. But I do like to group it together and just squeeze with all my might in the shower, get as much of that excess water out, and then wrap my hair up in a big t-shirt while I'm lotioning up and blah, 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 and then proceed with the next step. Usually what I do is I will use my Holy Hemp Oil by the Resilient Lotus. This has always been my favorite. This one, it's just it for me. There's different ones on there, so depending on what your hair needs, you can pick whichever one is more suited to your needs. I've seen a lot of people use the Holy Grail oil, which is understandable. You know, it has Jamaican black castor oil and jojoba oil in it, and coconut oil, which I really, really love. So that's my other oil that I would go to. So whenever I'm finished with this, I think I will go use a Holy Grail oil, but usually I put this like in a bowl of really, really warm water to warm it up and basically do a hot oil treatment. So I warm this up by placing it in warm water, put it all over my scalp. I'm very generous, massage it in, and yes. And so usually that just makes it all the worthwhile. Your hair is still damp, you know, you just have conditioner. Now we're putting some lasting moisturizing properties in there. And I really, really, really love this oil. If you followed me for any period of time, you probably already know that the Holy Hemp Oil has been my personal holy grail. I just love the hemp oil that's in it. It's really, really nice. Once I do that, now usually, you know, if you want to let your hair dry, like you've just washed your hair, you just conditioned your hair, it's a journey. So usually if you want to wait until it's fully dry, that's really not a problem. And that's why I put that oil in. But it's like a really hydrating oil, the Holy Hemp Oil is. But for my retwisting, I use, God. For retwisting, I will use my Flax on Fleet by the Resilient Lotus. This is in Champagne Poppin', my twist and lock jelly. I don't know. I want to say that's probably my favorite scent, honestly. I just gravitate towards that all the time. And I do use the companion, the Lux oil in Champagne Poppin'. I do use that. I tend to use that on my face, my body, use it in my hair every once in a while. I really, really like it. The thing I like about the Flex on Fleek is that it has at least the Champagne Poppin' and Midnight Sky version, it has jojoba oil, Jamaican black castor oil, so I get in those extra strengthening properties. So even if you don't have that in your maintenance oil, if you use the Flex on Fleek, you'll get that. And let's just talk about Flex on Fleek for a minute. I like it because even you can just apply it directly to dry hair and go and retwist it. It does have a light to moderate hold, but healthy hair reverts. So I appreciate that. I feel like if things are too strong of a hold, they have a higher chance of flaking, because it's essentially making a barrier. Other gels and things are making a barrier really on top of your hair. And if anything disturbs that, it could dry and flake off, essentially. But I don't have that issue with Flex on Fleek. I like that it's light, elastic, so it kind of moves with the hair. And I can honestly tell a difference when I haven't used Flex on Fleek in a while. I do like to give other things a try, which I'll talk about a couple of them here in a second. But when I use that, it's just such a moisturizing, hydrating, nutrient thing. It's my top favorite retwisting thing to use, no cap, honestly. That's just my little soapbox. Let's see, should I go into this? Yeah. I'll talk more about retwisting here in a second. Let me go over these products that I use. The next one that I use sometimes, my loctician used this, I believe, when she was starting out My Locs. Has very good hold. It reminds me of an edge control. The consistency and the thickness of it is I think it's Joey Naturals, My Gel. It has a lot of good extracts in it. I'm used to the smell. It doesn't really smell bad. It smells chemically, kind of. I'm used to it. It's not really a big deal. I used to use this all over my locks. To be honest, I shied away from that. I really don't like it in that way. I like it to use it like just in the front as you would edge control, and only sparingly if I'm doing something that night or something like that. I kind of find that it doesn't, like, it holds down very well, but that doesn't last long. Like, it doesn't last days, you know what I mean? Like, yes, if I did this earlier today, right, I can, you know, lay it down, have a scarf, satin scarf on it, all that jazz. It won't, by the end of the week, I have flyaways. I have, you know, it doesn't hold it down that long, but it does have really nice sleek hold when it does. I don't use it all over my head anymore. I feel like you could have buildup with this. I mean, theoretically, you could have buildup with anything. But I realize when I do use this and then my hair frizzes out, I notice flakes. I don't notice that with the Flex on Fleek. It's highly absorbable, so you're providing nutrients to your scalp. So yes, it's moderate hold, and when the hold disappears, there's not a flakiness to it. I do notice this, and I feel like other people notice a flakiness to it, especially depending on how much you use of it. So I just really keep this in my arsenal just to use it in the front, like if I'm going somewhere important or just want to spruce up, you know, I use this. The next product I want to use, I briefly talked about it a long time ago. I went ahead and bought it. It's the Eco Black Castor and Flaxseed Oil Beeswax. I never used beeswax in my life, but I decided to go ahead and talk to you guys about it while I'm doing a major update. First off, it smells really good, but the consistency is like Vaseline. It's like a grease, and the first ingredient is petroleum, so that's understandable. Vaseline is petroleum. So it's really kind of like a hair grease. It has petroleum, beeswax, castor oil, flaxseed oil, fragrance, and dyes. it's really not worth your money. I probably used it a couple of times to give it a shot. There's no hold at all whatsoever. It just reminds me of a hair grease, something to moisturize or something. So if you're into that, I mean, you could give it a try. I really don't like the petroleum in it. This doesn't have any petroleum, if I'm not mistaken. It does have a lot of things in there, though. It says it conditions, repairs, and seals ends. Excellence for locks, twists, and braids. I can see how it could condition your hair. Petroleum gets a bad rep, and for moderately good reason. I just think if you're going to use petroleum-based products, you better make sure you have some kind of moisture routine before. This is going to be like a sealant. So spray your rosé water, put holy hemp oil, put something very nutrient dense on that, and let this like seal it in. It's not something I would recommend to go get. It's not something that you need. It's not life-changing. I could lose this and not care about it. It was pretty cheap. Not something I would ever repurchase again. I probably won't even empty this out. But I just wanted to talk to you guys about it because I did ask you guys on Instagram, should I get it or would you ever try it? The consensus was about the same. I just felt like trying something new. So yeah, that's it. So when it comes to retwisting, like I said, I generally use Flex on Fleek or those products, and I do it is usually right after I wash my hair. That's how often I retwist my locks. I don't use combs. The only thing I do use is this like edge control comb, and that's only for the front. For everything else, I haven't really used a comb. And if I do, it's just a comb just like this. Very easy to get in there, kind of twist with it, kind of help bind the loose hairs into the locks a little bit better with the little tiny teensy comb. And I like this to kind of help smooth my edges. But as you guys know, I'm really not a big edge control freak. Like, oh, my edges got to be laid. I'm really not that. Like, it doesn't stress me out if my fronts are fuzzy. That's the way the life goes. But I did get this maybe for a few dollars, maybe $5. You know, I'm not really, I'm not really sure. But I do use this only when it's time for retwisting and things like that. Today, my hair was a little fuzzy, and it probably is again, but it's a lot more manageable. All I've done was spray my front with water, use holy hemp oil, palm roll it, and have it stuck up into my ponytail here. So yeah, that's it. What else? So as you guys know, I swear by Satin Scarves. So this is the satin scarf that I like to use, dual-sided. I have the exact same scarf available online at the shop, so make sure you check and the links down below. I like using this. First off, I like the print of it because it's so fancy. You can wear it out and whatnot. But yeah, shoo, that's my lock routine. Not very many products. So really, everyone has a shampoo and conditioner, so that's understandable. That's not extra, right? Shampoo, conditioner. And then the rest is just, you know, oil. Everyone should have a good hair oil, whether you have locks or not. Actually have a couple of customers who don't have locks, but who dye their hair, you know, quite frequently, who has worried about their ends. And the oils have really, truly made a difference. And even their hairstylist says, your hair is so much healthier now. And it's all because of using these natural products. So don't be shy if you don't have locks, or if you know someone who doesn't, don't be shy to share the Resilient Lotus products with them. They will see the benefits of it too. So the really only thing that I use is Flex on Fleek every 3 weeks. And my oil. I mean, those are really the only two outside of shampoo and conditioner that you have to get. So it's very, very low maintenance. Like I said, those other products are just kind of like at your preference or what you need at the time. As far as hydrating and moisturizing, like until my next wash day, again, intuitiveness. So maybe once a week, I would go in, you know, spray my hair with rosé water and then follow up with an oil, and then I'm done. It doesn't have to be every 3 days, multiple times a day. Now, if you wear cotton scarves, or if you have drier hair than I do, you may have to do that moisture routine more often, and that's totally fine. I haven't had to. And that's pretty much, that's it. That's my lock routine that I've entered 2020 with. I'm sure some things will change. I am working hard behind the scenes with the Resilient Lotus. I'm really, really working hard. So you should be seeing new products actually coming up pretty soon. Yeah. So if you didn't know how I started my lock journey, that all started a little over 3 years ago. I had really curly hair, meaning when it straightened or stretched, it would have touched the top of my shoulders. As soon as I wash it, the shrinkage was so real, it looked like a little mini afro, and a lot of people thought I did a big chop. I did not do that. I went to a loctician, an amazing woman who I would still go to. I just haven't because I feel comfortable in maintaining my own locks thus far. She maintained and started doing in the comb coil fashion. And I went to her for maybe the first few months, let's say first 6 months. I probably went to her to get it maintained and kind of learn, you know, how often I need to be moisturizing. You know, I really learned a lot from her, and I appreciate the dread lady for that. That's pretty much my lock journey, and this is the update. And now I did share some styling videos in the past. The problem is, real life me, this is how I'm rocking it. If it's not down, I'm throwing it up just like this. And I love it. I love being able, once you kind of reach that ponytail status, like, that's just what I've been going for. So yeah, I think, when did I wash my hair last? I gotta look. I write these things down. I last washed it on the 3rd, and today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. See my shirt here. I love it, love it, love it, love it. So really 3 weeks will be this Friday, actually. But my hair feels pretty good, so I think I'm actually going to extend it to 4 weeks because I have things to do. I was doing like this no retwist journey, and I still kind of am. How often am I doing it? It's kind of like every other wash. I've still been doing curly styles. My curls have gotten longer. I did that around the holidays. That's typically when I do them. But the no retwist thing, I just can't go too far with it because the loose hairs around my locks, I like the washing and the retwisting every 3 weeks because I always have that opportunity once a month to reintroduce those loose hairs back into the lock. I don't want to go more than 2 months without retwisting. For me and my lock journey personally, that's not the end all be all. Do what you need to do, and that's really it. Even when I do my curls, I don't use any other products but what I just showed you. I do it on freshly washed hair. I use the little perm rods, and I keep it in overnight and keep it going. So I don't use any extra products for styling days either. I did have 2 locks that I combined. This one's name, we named it Storm. It had like 2 ends, but I cut the ends off. It was really scraggly right there, and I just didn't want that, so I cut it off. And so now it's one, and then I have another one somewhere around here, but those ends look fine. And so I will show you how my locks look when they're down. And I have those bobby pins in because, like I said, I retwisted my hair like an oil-only retwist, which I love doing those. And the pins just kind of help keep that tension on there. So this is my hair. Yeah, so this is where we're at right now. probably right here, right above teat. Oh, turn this way. Let's hope I don't. Like, that's crazy to say. Hopefully I'm in focus, but it's basically bra strap when I have it down, and it's like 2 centimeters away from bra strap. I'm gonna have it like that. Bring it to the front. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. As far as updates goes, like I said, I am having new products being released with the Resilient Lotus. So make sure you go check that out. Make sure you share that with everyone. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. Really, this year flew by between starting a new full-time job. I'm a registered nurse, and so I started a job and they had a lot of training, which I appreciated. And honestly, you know, I like to be online with a purpose. So making these videos for you is purposeful. I feel like I have information. I don't want to just make videos just for the sake of making videos. This is pretty much my routine, my maintenance. Like, I don't really do styles either. I just have it down, up in the ponytail like you saw, or occasionally the curls, and that is it. Or the twisties. I like the twist ropes too, which I do have videos on. If you want to go check those out, they'll be in my Loc Journey playlist. Yeah, so I am also going to be going back to school, furthering my education, so I can help people even more through the healthcare, through HealthWise. And I want those services available to you guys as well, no matter where you live. So make sure you keep an eye on that. Follow me on Instagram at the SKYYY. Things happening in my life that I don't always share. I just kind of, I don't know. The internet is like a weird place, y'all. Like, it is. I don't know. I want to live most of my life offline. So I'm so sorry that I have not been keeping you guys updated. I'm not sure how often I'll update. Like I said, I want these updates to have a purpose. I don't want to just do videos just for the sake of videos. So thank you guys for hanging out in there with me. If you have any questions, you can always reach me on Instagram. Yeah, let me know if you liked the video down below. And until next time, peace.